Yo, what is going on YouTube? I'm your host Biscuits and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be customizing the Schyster Deviant. So the Schyster Deviant is primarily based off a 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. If you are not familiar with what a Hemi Cuda is, just ask your dad. I bet he will know. So normally, this is the part of the video where I will show you how to purchase this, but with the 2023 Mercenaries DLC that came out, Rockstar has actually removed this vehicle, so purchasing it is a little bit tricky. There are a few ways to get around it, and you are still able to buy it. So this vehicle is priced at $512,000, so not a bad price for a muscle car. Chit chat, let's get on in here and go ahead and bring this into Los Santos Customs. Alright, so starting off with the armor and the brakes onto the front bumpers, so we can remove the splitter. Plastic splitter, primary splitter, extended, the chin spoiler, carbon extended, carbon splitters. So I think the plastic splitter looks the best. I kind of like the old muscle car theme, so I don't need a crazy low front spoiler. So we'll just go with the plastic one for now. Onto the rear bumpers. So we can do a stepped bumper, and that does barely anything. It adds a small little body line to the rear bumper. Okay. We can do chrome, primary bumper, chrome, or carbon. So I'm trying to figure out what the difference is from primary and stock. Alright, well we'll just go with primary for now. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but at least we threw on something besides the stock rear bumper. For the engine, let's go ahead and go level 4. Alright, so we're the exhaust. So stock exhaust, as you can see, it is on the side of the vehicle. Switch to a rear exit. You can do a dual rear or a square dual side. We'll go with the dual rear. That's a good look, and I love how the mufflers now fill out the two open cutouts on the rear bumper, and it doesn't just look weird because it's just, you know, nothing's there. On to the grille. Alright, so we got lots of options here. We got single, dark chrome slats, secondary, king slats, 7 slat, plastic grill, the phantom grill, plastic phantom, dark chrome, and the classic. I really like the single grill. I think that is clean. It kind of keeps with the old school muscle car theme. We'll go with that. For the hood, carbon hood. Absolutely not. Not on a old muscle car. Definitely not. Vented secondary exposed charger. Okay. Scoop hood. That's absolutely atrocious. Carbon charger. Carbon scoop. Alright, so our only logical option is going to be the vented. Vented hood, that looks pretty good. Horn is fine. Headlights, those are fine. Probably not doing underglow on a muscle car. Livery, let's go ahead and roll through the options. So as you can see, I already have the classic white stripes livery on here, and that's because I bought this car a few weeks back from Simeon's dealership, and a lot of cars in Simeon's dealership already have liveries thrown on, so that is why it's already on here. So start back at none, and we have a yellow pinstripe, gray stripes, classic white stripes, that is what is currently equipped. We have negative stripes, two-tone, the RJ, Aero Gasoline, Alpha Male, Lowrider, Globe Oil. Alright, so personally I kind of like the livery that's already on here the best. So we'll just keep that as it is. For the plate, let's go ahead and do my custom biscuits plate, of course. Respray, we will come back to that very last. For the roof, so interesting, it looks like the stock roof is, I can't tell if that's gray or like a carbon fiber, but it's very, sticks out like a sore thumb. I hate it. So we can do a livery roof, which makes everything look very clean. Or we can go back and do a carbon roof. Okay, so yeah, that just looks like it's matte gray. This is the carbon option. Regardless, we're not going with either of those. We're going to go with the livery roof. That is the cleanest look for this bad boy. Very nice. On to the spoiler. A few different options here. We got the smooth ducktail. Okay, so it just removes the 4 little accents in the very back of the spoiler. Carbon ducktail. We got the notch. A roof flip, that's kind of interesting for this style of car. Got the boot lip, plastic boot lip, low level spoiler. Got a low secondary. Got the drag wing and the carbon drag. We're gonna go with the smooth ducktail. That option definitely looks the cleanest. Suspension, we're definitely going to want to slam this thing all the way down. God, why does every car look so much better lower to the ground? Right? Or is that just me? I feel like this thing looks so much better with it slammed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. I like cars that are lowered and sit low to the ground, but that's just me. For the transmission, let's go ahead and go all the way up. Turbo, definitely. On to the wheels. So let's roll through the muscle wheels and see if we can find something that fits this build. Alright, I like these mercenaries. I definitely don't want to go with a huge wheel for this build. I think the big wheels look best in the modern cars, the old school cars, you know, especially a muscle car. You kind of want to see a little bit of rubber in the tire there, right? And we don't want 22-inch wheels on this thing. So, with that being said, we'll go with the mercenary wheels. And for the color, let's just do... go alloy for now. Go ahead and throw on some bulletproof tires, of course. And windows. So I do normally go for limo tent on most of my builds. However, I do like the look of these racing seats that already come equipped with the car when you buy it. So let's go with a light smoke so we can still kind of see a little bit of those details on the interior. Alright, so last we just need to do a respray, and that should be everything. So looks like we have a primary, and we also have a secondary, which is like part of this very front bumper here, and then there's some accents on the window trim. And it looks like we also have a trim color. Okay, so I believe the trim is just the seats. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll through some of these primaries, see if we can get a color that fits nicely. So this black is looking pretty good, so we're going to have to go ahead and throw that on for the primary. Now on to the secondary option here. And let's go ahead and do black as well for the secondary. This thing is looking pretty mean. Trim color. Might as well just do black. We're going to black everything out. Looks pretty sick. Alright, so that is everything. So this thing is fully tricked out. Let's go ahead and get it outside and take a closer look. Alright, so we got this thing outside. This is the Schyster Deviant in all of its glory. I definitely love the black with the white stripes. I think it looks mean. It looks sick. It definitely screams old school muscle car. Love the details on the hood as well as the front bumper here. The headlights are kind of weird looking. I wish they weren't modernized and look more like old school. But that's alright. Not a huge deal. The wheels are pretty good looking too. Definitely fit body. Definitely love the exhaust and the mufflers and the taillights. The rear end just looks super sexy. Definitely digging this car. Let's go ahead and get these doors open and do a closer look. Alright, so starting off with the trunk. Nothing really special back here. Here we go to the passenger side. As you can see, we got these racing seats in here. They look super badass. Going over to the driver's side here. Very nice. Got the race car steering wheel, the racing seats. Yeah, this car is the business. Alright, here's under the hood. As you can see a little bit of engine detail there. Not super amazing. I've definitely seen better engine details in other cars in this game, but not a huge deal by any means. Alright, so let's go ahead and rev it up here, do a little sound test. Nice, sounds pretty good. Definitely sounds like a muscle car. I don't know if I could say it sounds like an old school muscle car, but it definitely sounds like a more modern muscle car, but at least they got the V8 sound right on this thing, so. Alright, so let's take this thing for a little spin around the city. We do some first driving impressions. Alright, so acceleration seems to be pretty average. And check out the brakes here. Brakes, pretty average as well. Handling is just, I guess, what you would expect from an old school muscle car. It's pretty average. I mean, this thing is just average in every category. If you haven't figured out by now, you're not really going to win races with this thing. So if you're looking to buy a muscle car to win some races, this is definitely not it. This is more so just to add to your collection. If you're an old school muscle car fan like myself, then definitely pick this bad boy up. Especially because it's just barely over $500,000. I mean, that's like a steal compared to other car prices in GTA Online. So yeah, with this being a muscle car, we can definitely do wheelies. Try not to hit other cars like I did, but yeah, you can do wheelies with it, so that's cool. So let's see if I can get this thing up to some speed here. Let's do a little top speed test. Alrighty, so it's as I expected. The top speed is not great. This is kind of slow actually. So yeah, performance-wise, this vehicle is pretty forgettable. It's not a car for races. It's just a car to cruise around and free roam and maybe go to some muscle car meets. you know, just want to have fun with it. We just want to have a good time. We want it to look good. We're not buying this car to win races, right? Right. Alrighty guys, so there you have it, the Schyster Deviant. Overall, a very good looking muscle car. Unfortunately, the performance just isn't quite there. So, would I recommend it? If you have extra money laying around, you want to add a car to your collection, definitely would recommend it if you're a fan of old school muscle cars. But if you are on a budget and you're tight on cash, maybe skip this one and wait till it goes on sale. Like I said, you can't even currently buy this car because it was removed with the Mercenaries DLC. But Rockstar will bring this car back around and it will eventually come back for sale again. So just be sure to log in each week on GTA Online until this becomes available again. If you found this video helpful or enjoyed it, please drop a like. And also, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Please stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.